reading first in the English and then in the Hebrew. Or first in the Hebrew and then in the English. We're going to be starting at 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 23 through 29.
First Kings chapter 7, verse 23 in Hebrew. ويعيش اليوم مرتزق الشهر عيشة وأخاه وأما شقاقة عاي شقاقة غور صبيات وأماش وأما وأماقة وقوة شلاشنا وأما إساء أقوى صبيات verse 24 وقوة أتكار أشقاقة صبيات بابل أقوى عيشار وأما مقاقل اليوم صبيات شنجر warrior quiet it's exactly اليوم تزكو نار وشلاش وشلشا هنيا يما شلشا هنيا با شلشا هنيا وزمكار اليوم عالم ملما أيبا وكال أكاريم يثار 26 وأيبا سفاق وشفاق وعيشا شفاق وسا الرق شوشان Alapu, Bob, Yapiyo, verse 27. We are ice, I'm a kind of wild, I'm a kind of wild, I shot, like a shot, or a body, or a mom, a rock, a mock, a car, or I'm a body, or a mom, or kebab, or shalash, or a mom, or one though, verse 28, Bizarre, my shirt, I'm like a one, I said a rock, a hum, almost said the rock, the young, I should love you, verse 29, wow, I'm a cigar, sure, the young, I should love you, I will be wild, the car, love you, Ashalabia, Kun, Ma'al, Mother, the Ari Yawar, Bakwar, Ayawar, Maisha, Mawara, Mawara. That's it.
Now we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 23 through 29 in the English. 1 Kings chapter 23. 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 23. And he made a molten sea, 10 cubits, from the one brim to the other, and it was round all about, and its height was 5 cubits, and a line of 30 cubits did compass it round about. Verse 24. And under the brim of the roundabout there were knobs, compassing it, 10 in cubit, compassing the sea round about. The knobs were cast in 2 rows when it was cast. Verse 25. And it stood upon 12 oxen, 3 looking towards the north, and 3 looking towards the west, and 3 looking towards the south, and 3 looking towards the east. And the sea was set above them, and all their hinder parts were inward. And all their hinder parts were inward. Verse 26. And it was an hand breadth thick. Verse 26. And it was an hand breadth thick, and the brim thereof was wrought like the brim of a cup, with flowers of lilies. It contained 2,000 baths. Verse 27. And it made 10 bases of brass. 4 cubits was the length of one base, and 4 cubits the breadth thereof, and 3 cubits the height of it. Verse 28. And the work of the bases was on this manner. They had borders, and the borders were between the ledges. Verse 29. And on the borders there were between the ledges were lions, oxen, and cherubim. And upon the ledges there was a base above, and beneath the lions and oxen were certain additions made of thin work. Say it again. Yeah, she just want to know where we at. Solomon is building the temple for the Most High. He's telling you.
Yeah, so pretty much like these are the details of building, that's going into building the temple. You see what I'm saying? Like, David did build it. We don't see his hands. David did build the temple, because his hands were bloody. And that's because, for a long time he was civil war with Israelites. So his hands were bloody because he had put down by the Israelites. So his son Solomon was given the task of building the temple. So what we read about now is him going through pretty much what was like, as far as like the dimensions of the temple, the measurements. This is what I want here. This is what I want there. This is the measurement. Like a cubit is pretty much a measurement. So that's all it is right now. We're going over him building the temple. I want to say roughly like from what I remember, like a cubit is somewhere like 18 inches. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like 18 inches long. Something like that.
Now we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 30 through 36.
First Kings chapter 7, verse 30. Well, I revive you. I will pun you like a shot. Manah, Ha'akah, Saranya, like a shot. Well, I revive you. I revive you. But I mock you. But the pop, a hum, but the cop, like a yard. A cop, I could pop. It's a zakwa. My bar, yash, a yawa, which is like verse 31. But Yahweh, from the yard, look at the rock, for the Ilah, for Amah, for the Yah, I God, my Isha, Khan, Amah, Yakatazaya, Amah, Gum, Ow, the Yah, for the Ilah, Umasadar, 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 Revival, I go to Quad, verse 32. I revive, I will I'm a car, I'm a cigar, we have the law. I will pun you. I will pun you. I will pun you. Como Caguano, come on now. What will law? I will pun you. I car, ma, because it's I, ma, verse 33. My shirt, I will pun you. I will pun you. My shirt, I will pun you. I'm a rock. Yet a thumb, without your hand, with the shock your hand, with the shar your hand, a call, and with the zak, verse 34. But I revive, because of the wow, I revive, Hanwa, I'm a Kanada, Ka, Mun, I'm a Kanada, with the Paya, verse 35. Ra'ash, I'm a Kurudah, that's a Zaya, Ha'amah, Kumma, Adar, Sabiyah, Wa'al, Ra'ash, I'm a Kanada, Yadafia, Sadarathia, Umanah, verse 36. Where you put that out, Alakah, Yadafia, Wa'al, Mumasagar, Mumasagar, Harawabi, Ariyawa, with the Marah, Ma'ar, Ayash, Oliyawa, Sabiyah,
7, verse 30 through 36. First Kings chapter 7, verse 30. And every base had 4 brassy wheels, and plates of brass, and the 4 corners thereof had undersetters. Under the laver were the undersetters moat at the side of every addition. Verse 31. And the mouth of it within it, what is that? Chapter verse? I think it's chapter 31. And the verse 31, and the mouth of it within the chapters and above was a cubit, but the mouth thereof was round after the work of the base, a cubit and a half. And also upon the mouth of it were gratings with the borders, with their borders, 4 square, not round. Verse 32, and under the borders were 4 wheels, and the actual trees of the wheels were joined to the base. And the height of a wheel was a cubit and a half, and the height of the wheel was a cubit and half a cubit. Verse 33. And the work of the wheels were like the work of a chariot wheel. Their actual trees in their naves and their felloes and their spokes were all molten. Verse 34. And there were 4 undersetters to the 4 corners of one base, and the undersetters were of the very base itself. Verse 35. And in the top of the base was there a round compass of half a cubit high, and on the top of the base the ledges thereof and the borders thereof were of the same. Verse 36. For on the plates of the ledge thereof and on the borders thereof he graved cherubims, lions, and palm trees, according to the proportion of every one, and additions round about. So I know it's lovely the words, but for on the plates of the legend is like on the borders, meaning like, oh, he engraved lions, palm trees. Yeah. Cherubims are, I thought cherubims were
That's kind of how they tend to be. Like, sure, man, like statues and stuff like that. Yeah, they look at the statue of this. They use them as a representative something. Like the church, they make it now, the beads and stuff like that. That's not what they put in
I know the lion meant something, but also, is there a way we can, do you know what the palm trees meant?
I'm not sure what it is called.
Now I'm going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 37 through 43 in Hebrew.
1 Kings chapter 7, verse 37. Aisha, I'm going to walk. What's his up? Duh, Akkad. What's his up? Akkad. Lakalahana. Verse 38. For your Aish, Aishar, Aisharah.
God, verse 40. Or your ice, favorite woman. Ah, at the yard, or a yayo, or I'm a rock wall, or your car, or your room, la ish, wa, car, I'm a car, sure, a sure, a lot, sure, ma, the yard, your house, verse 42, a man, Sunday, so the love, after the rock, sure, out, I imagine, to the young, or Shabbat, to the young, look at Sabbath, Shachar, the love, after the rock, sure, I know what, this will be, the money of the body, my wife, the Shachar, Shabbat, Shinda, warrior, the money, the car, like a Sabbath, Shachar, the love, after the rock, sure, money, I'm wise. Verse 43. I'm a convert. I shall. I can rob. I should rob. I'm a convert. That's like, that's it.
I'm going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 37 through 43 in English. 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 37. After this manner, he made 10 bases. All of them had one casting, one measure, one size. Verse 38. Then made he 10 lavers of brass. One laver contained 40 bags, and every laver was 4 cubits. And upon every one of the 10 bases, one ladder. Verse 39. And he put 5 bases on the right side of the house, and 5 on the left side of the house. And he set the seat on the right side of the house eastward over against the south. Verse 40. And Hiram made lavers and shovels and shawls and the bases. So Hiram made an end of doing all the work that he made King Solomon for the house of the Most High. Verse 41. The 2 pillars and the 2 bowls of the capitals that were on the top of the 2 pillars, and the 2 networks to cover the 2 bowls of the capitals which were upon the top of the pillars. Verse 42. And 400 pomegranates for the 2 networks, even 2 rows of pomegranates for 1 network, to cover the 2 bowls of the capitals that were upon the pillars. Verse 43. And the 10 bases and 10 lavers on the bases. Now we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 44 through 50. First in the Hebrew and in the English.
1 Kings chapter 7, verse 44. The young, Akkad, Abakor, Shunyam, Aishar, the car, a young, verse 45. I said, yo, Siyarwa, and Yaya, Hayarun, Malak, Shalma, Yah, Yahweh, Nakashah, Rat, verse 46. Bakar, Hayarun, Yatazak, Yatazakum, Amalak, Wama Ibad, Adamah, Bayan, Sakwa, Bayan, Tazaratan, verse 47, Wayanak, Shalma, Kaw, Akol, Arad, Ma'ad, La'ad, Nakakwar, Mashakol, Anakashah, verse 48, Wayaish, Shalma, Kaw, Akol, Ashar, Yah, Yahweh, Zabat, Asafan, Wa'ad, Ashalakan, Ashar, Aliyah, Akam, Apanya, Zahab, verse 49, Wa'ad, Amanarwa, Kamash, Miyamana, Miyaman, Miyamayan, Wakamash, Mashama Abo, Apanya, Adabia, Nadabiyah, Zahab, Sebawar, Wahabarak, Wahanara, Muhammad Kwaki, Zahab, verse 50, Wahasa, Muhammad Zamar, Muhammad Zarakwa, Muhammad Kapwa, Zahab, Zabur, Hakwa, Hakwa, Lakwa, Abiyah, Apanyama, Apanyambia, Akodashia, Ladalaki, Abiyah, Ahayakal, Zahab.
Now we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 44 through 50. 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 44. And 1 seat, and 12 oxen under the seat, and the pots, and the shoals, and the basins, and the basins, and all these vessels which Hiram made to King Solomon for the house of the Most High were of bright brass. 46. In the plain of Jordan did the king pass them, and the clay ground between Sukkot and Zarthan. Verse 47. And Solomon left all the vessels unweighted, because they were exceeding many. Neither was the weight of the brass found out. Verse 48. And Solomon made all the vessels that pertained into the house of the Most High, the altar of gold, and the table of gold, whereupon the showbread was. Verse 49. And the candlesticks of pure gold, 5 on the right side and 5 on the left, before the oracle, with the flowers and the lamps and the tongs of gold. Verse 50. And the bowls and the snuffers and the basins and the spoons and the censers of pure gold, and the hinges of gold, both for the doors of the inner house and most holy place, and for the doors of the house to wit of the temple. Um, in verse 44, when he says, "And one seat and 12 oxen under the seat."
Yeah, that was the temple back.
Come. Yeah, now First Kings chapter 7, verse 51. And then chapter First Kings chapter 8, verse 1 through 6. Wow. You want to read first in the Hebrew, then in the English.
First Kings chapter 7, verse 51. The Shalom, Kal, Hamala, Akkad, Ashar, Hamala, Shalomah, Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shalomah, Yadashia, Yadah, Abiyah, Abiyah, Hasa, Hazahah, Wa'ah, Akoli, Nathan, Atazara, Yah, Yahweh. First Kings chapter 8, verse 1. Zah, Yahweh, Shalomah, Zephaniah, Yesha'ala, Kal, Asher, Hamatawah, Hashiyah, Ha'abawah, Zephaniah, Yesha'ala, Hamalak, Shalomah, Yerushalayim, Ha'awah, one, Yah, Yahweh, Ma'ayah, Yadah, Taziyah 1, verse 2. Yehovah, Hamalak, Shalomah, Kal, Yah, Yesha'ala, Yerah, Ha'athanya, Bakar, Hawa'ah, Hakadash, Hashabaiah, Hashabayah, verse 3. Oyaba'awa, Kal, Zephaniah, Yesha'ala, Hakahunya, one, verse 4. Oya'ala, one, Hawa, Hol, Hawa'ai, Kal, Yah, Hakadash, Shar, Hol, Oya'ala, Hakam, Hakahunya, Yahweh, verse 5. Malak, Shalomah, Kal, Aidah, Yesha'ala, Hanabaiah, Aliba, Akba, Panya, one, Zabakia, Taza'an, Kwa, Shar, Issachar, Wala'ah, Manba, Marah, verse 6. Yaba'awa, Hakahunya, one, Oriyah, Yahweh, Makuwamba, Yah, Abiyah, Kodash, Hakodashia, Ka, Tanaka,
1 Kings chapter 7, verse 51. So was the end of all the work that King Solomon made for the house of the Most High. And Solomon brought in the things which David his father had dedicated, even the silver and the gold and the vessels that he put among the treasures of the Most High, of the house of the Most High. First Kings chapter 8, verse 1. Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes, the chief of the fathers of the children of Israel, unto the king Solomon in Jerusalem, that they might bring up the ark of the covenant of the Most High out of the city of David, which is in Zion. Verse 2. And all the men of Israel assembled themselves unto King Solomon, at the feast in the month of Ethanim, which is the 7th month. And all the elders of Israel came. Verse 3. And all the elders of Israel came, and the priest took up the ark. Verse 4. And they brought up the ark of the Most High, and the tabernacles of the congregation, and all the holy vessels that were in the tabernacle, even those did the priests and the Levites bring up. Verse 5. And King Solomon and all the congregation of Israel that were assembled unto him were with him before the ark, sacrificing sheep and oxen that could not be told nor numbered for multitude. Verse 6. And the priest brought in the ark of the covenant of the Most High unto his place, and to the oracle of the house, to the most holy place, even under the wings of the cherubims. Now we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 7 through 13, first in Hebrew, then in the English.
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 7 to 13, 7. Iyad, Akarawagyo, Barashma, Kanako, Al, Akawan, Arawan, Wayasakawa, Akarabi, Al, Arawan, Wa'al, Badu, Malama'al, Malama'ala, verse 8. Wayarach, Abadi, Wayara'al, Asher, Abadi, one, Akodash, Al, Hundred, Adabayar, Wa'al, Wa'al, Akamutizah, Wayahayara, Wayahaya, Shem, Ayawam, Zah, Gun, Ba'arawan, Rock, Shenya, Akawa, Abundant, Ashar, Anak, Shem, Shah, Ra, Shah, Ra, Yahweh, Ani, Wani, Yasha'ala, Thumb, Ma'aratazar, Matazaria,
we're going to read 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 7 and 13 in the language. Chapter 8, verse 7 and 13 in the language. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 7. For the cherubim spread forth their two wings over the place of the ark, and the cherubims covered the ark, and the staffs thereof above. Verse 8. And they drew out the staffs. At the ends of the staffs were seen out in the holy place before the ark, and they were not seen without. And there they are unto this day. Verse 9. There was nothing, there was nothing in the ark save the two tables of stone, which Moses put there at Horeb, when the Most High made a covenant with the children of Israel when they came out of the land of Egypt. Verse 10. And it came to pass, when the priests were come out of the holy place, that the cloud filled the house of the Most High. Verse 11. So that the priests could not stand to minister because of the cloud, for the glory of the Most High had filled the house of the Most High. Verse 12. Then spake Solomon, the Most High said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. Verse 13. I have surely built thee a house to dwell in. I settled place, a settled place for thee to abide in forever. Now we're going to read 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 14 through 20. First in Hebrew, then in English.
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 14. Yesod, Hamalak, Anua, Yehorak, Kal, Mahal, Yesha'ala, Kal, Mahal, Yesha'ala, Imad, verse 15. Mayamar, Rawak, Yahweh, Alahaya, Yesha'ala, Shar, Amar, Yahweh, Abdad, Abia, Wabiyada, La'amar, verse 16. Man, Ayawam, Shar, Anger, Basha'ala, Raya, Bakaraka, Ba'ayar, Shabaka, Sha'ala, Banwa, Yad, Bahayama, Shum, Bakar, Yadawada, Bahayama, Anger, Yasha'ala, 17, Bayahaya, Ain, Baba, Yad, Banwa, Yad, Shum, Yahweh, Alahaya, Yasha'ala, 18, Bayamar, Yahweh, Yad, Ya'ayin, Shar, Yad, Ain, Babaka, Banwa, Yad, Shamya, Hatayah, Hatayah, Yad, Ain, Babaka, verse 19. Rock. Not. I guess it's an Makalatazah. 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 Now, the Shamya. Verse 20, so Rod, particularly last verse in Hebrew.
Quas, Yahweh, Atah, Dak, bar.
See that by itself. I'm supposed to be worried with myself.
Wa, wa, quam, quam, wa, quam, wa, quam. Ya, wa, sha, wa, wa, sha, il, al, al, come, ma. So, that's a lot. That's a ya, yashar, 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 awa, ha, come. Yasha Allah, the ashar, ashar, the ashar, um, the bar,
So now you see the bar, you see when you start to dip things.
um, the bar, Yahweh, wa, wa, that's a nut, nut, that's wa, nut, after you get done, hop, 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 yep, yeah, yep, hop, yep, hop, yep, the sham, Yahweh, Allah, Allah, okay, Allah, yep, and this is Yashar, Allah, oh, Salah, I, um, Yashar, this concludes what? Now we're going to be reading 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 14 through 20 in the English. And King David turned his face about and blessed all the congregation of Israel. And all the congregation of Israel stood Verse 15. And he said, Blessed be the Most High, power of Israel, which spake with his mouth unto David, my father, and hath with his hand fulfilled it, saying, verse 16, Since the day that I was brought forth my people Israel out of Egypt, I chose no city out of all the tribes of Israel to build an house, that my name might be therein. But I chose David to be over my people Israel. Verse 17. And it was in the heart of David my father to build an house for the name of the Most High of Israel. Verse 18. And the Most High said unto David my father, Whereas it was in thine heart to build an house unto my name, thou didst well that it was in thine heart. Verse 19. Nevertheless, thou shalt not build the house, but thine son shall come forth out of thine womb. He shall build the house unto my name. Verse 20. And the Most High hath performed his word that he spoke. And I am risen up in the room of David my father, and sit on the throne of Israel, as the Most High promised, and have built an house for the name of the Most High of power of Israel. Almighty,
La Yasha Allah. My name is Yahweh, the God which is wise and makes the east. Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then in English. Lord's Prayer, up and out. Last night. Please give us the power to heal all men. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. The name Yahweh Shai. Thank you so big. Rakata Yahweh. Rakata Yahweh. Yahweh. Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Allah. Alahayim. Alahayim. Tabia. Asaranyum. Asaranyum. And then bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shah. And Mike. And the angel. And Jeremiah. The general. Cat. Off. Troop. And the sister. Yahweh. And the name Yahweh Shah. Thank you so big. Psalm 121. I said, I am you. I heard you. My young. I exhort you. My anger. Yahweh. I should. To the young. My prophesy. I am done. Number what? The God God. I will never want. Shamar God. The nine. The odd. And the one. Or the odd. Yeshua, Shamar, as an hour, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zoka, Al-Yad, Yudika, Yahweh, Ashimar, Ya'ab, Yahka, Yahra, Yahla, Yahweh, Yashmarka, Korah, Yashmar, Al-Tabasha, Yahweh, Yashmar, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From which cometh my help? My help coming from your house. Made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. So be it. Alahayim. Al-Yalak. Al-Tabaraj. Al-Shaqwa. Keep not thy silence over the house. Hold not thy peace. And be not still. Over your house. But look, thy enemies may be told. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy feet. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off with the indignation. That the name of Israel may be no more remembered. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes, Baal, the Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher has also joined with them. They have hoped in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites. She said, that you should bend, Saul, prayers at Endor. They become as dumb to the earth. Make their nose like a rat, like that. Yea, all their princes of the rock, as the moon. Who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. Oh, my power, make them like a wheel, as the stomach before the wind, as the fire burns for the wood, as the flame set up the mountain on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Spit their faces with shame, that they may seek the name. Oh, Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and purged, that men may know that thou, name alone, is Yahweh, what the Most High, for all evil. So be it. And these are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things good. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to it now, right now. It said evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that seek the light, that speak against us. Thy prophet, thy teacher, the prince, the priest, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Said evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that they refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Said evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nation, their drug dealers, forces, prisons, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, Pope, Islam, Christianity, Italians, religion, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, Skinheads, Kamikaze, Yagu, lesbian, spies, workers of witchcraft, mass space programs, armed, amphibians, Marines, open up the internet, in the airways, give access channel, in the radio channel, lift the spirit, in thy people, and seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction, all the evil, and stand in our way, or try to stop us, broadcasting your word, like the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and from, through the earth, and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief, and the murder, like the owl shot, right from the gate, come down with the flying saucer, and punish all the evil that come up against us, as we speak thy word. Cause it to know by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world, cause it to shake thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, thank you always, so big. Sorry. Yes, sir.
Individual real estate loans, suit,
Hashem, Yahusha, Rakia.
How about y'all shut up right here?
This concludes the Sabbath service.
Beneficiary, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Beneficiary, Amadi Shabbat, Amadi, Rock. How about Shem Yahusha Barakathel? Getting the top, stop. Sister Amadi. Beneficiary, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sister. Beneficiary, Amadi Shabbat, Amadi, Rock. Yahweh Shema, run by Shem Yahusha. Getting the top, bless dismiss.
She has